What if I told you that slowing down in retirement is exactly what causes your body to age faster? And science proves it. In this video, we'll examine the evidence behind that claim and why retirement was never a destination the human body was built for. You've been told retirement is a reward for a lifetime of work, but your biology doesn't see it as reward. It sees it as signal. Most people think aging forces you to slow down, but the opposite is closer to the truth. The moment you stop doing hard things, your body starts taking those abilities away because you're inadvertently telling your body those abilities are no longer needed. Think about it. When was the last time you skipped or sprinted for no reason or jumped over a puddle instead of walking around it? You probably haven't thought of hopscotch in 40 years. Is that because your body can't, or because you stopped asking it to? For decades, your life has demand built into it. The stairs, the lifting, the urgency, the need to get there now. You didn't call it exercise, it was just life. But your body saw it differently. Every hard thing you did was proof that your strength was still required, your coordination was still required, your balance was still required, your attention was still required. And then retirement changed the pattern. Lifting fades, urgency disappears, the hard things become optional. You think, I've earned the rest, but your body thinks these systems are no longer required. And that's where the trap begins. This isn't just theory. In 2018, Zhu and Associates published findings from the Whitehall 11 cohort study in the European Journal of Epidemiology. They tracked over 3,400 British civil servants through the transition into retirement. They found that after retirement, a crucial cognitive skill, verbal memory, didn't just decline. It declined 38% faster than it had before. Not 38% total, 38% faster. That matters because verbal memory is not some abstract lab measurement. It's recall, language, mental access, the ability to pull words, names, ideas, and details forward when you need them. Once the professional demand disappeared, that decline accelerated because the brain does not retire, it adapts. And when the daily demand to remember, organize, solve, and perform begins to fade, the brain reads that change, not emotionally, but biologically. It says this level of access is no longer required. It starts reallocating resources. But what happens when you zoom out beyond the brain? In 2025, Nazar and Associates published a systematic review in Aging and Society, which examined 19 longitudinal studies on retirement and physical health across different populations, different countries, different types of work. The pattern kept showing up. Retirement was repeatedly linked with declining physical function, increased disease, and higher all-cause mortality risk. So this is not about one job or one country. This is about what happens when the demand that kept your body engaged begins to disappear. And this is where the retirement trap becomes visible, because most people think they are stepping into rest, while their body reads it as the disappearance of demand. The lifting phase, the rushing phase, the stairs become optional. The heavy bags get handed to someone younger. The quick, uncomfortable, unpredictable movements disappear. And none of it feels like decline when it's happening. It feels reasonable. It feels mature. It feels like being careful. But your body is reading those decisions as instructions. This is no longer required. That is no longer required. We don't need to maintain that anymore. Instructions. And that is what I call demand collapse. Demand collapse is what happens when the gap between what your body can do and what you ask it to do gets too wide. Your body is the ultimate economist. It will not keep spending energy to maintain abilities you no longer use. Stop skipping, and the explosive fibers that help you do it begin to disappear. Stop moving quickly, and the coordination circuits that make quick movements possible begin to wind down. Stop getting off the floor, and one day the floor becomes a place you fear. Not because you got old overnight, but because your body stopped preparing for something you stopped asking it to do. That is the trap. The trap is not retirement in itself. The trap is believing that slowing down is what your body needs. Nothing hurts, nothing feels broken, nothing announces itself until one day when you ask your body to do something it stopped preparing for years ago and it can't do it. Every time you choose coasting, you're sending memos to your cells. These capabilities are no longer required, and your cells are listening. They don't understand a vague phrase like staying active. They respond to specific biophysiological triggers that tell your body whether to keep you strong or start putting you out to pasture. That's the next video.